For me, the Premier League is the best league in the world. The standards will be higher. You will demand more for each other. There's no space for like a lot of mistake because you get punished on that level. It was really special from the first day because I had the feeling I was growing with the club. I felt really like connected to the city. Then I think we had a really special team. We still have, it is more than football, and I never had something like that. Dortmund is a really special club to play for. To play for the club is a big thing as a German. And I knew that in that age again, I was in that state of my career. There was a one-off chance. The decision I think I had to make, and I'm glad I made it. But on the other side, I'm also really, really happy I'm back.
Today, we welcome back a very special player into the football club, and first time on the podcast, Pascal Gross. Pascal, great to have you back, mate. How are you?
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be back with some familiar faces. Really happy.
Pascal, just tell me what it was like when you came back into the training ground for the first time. Did it feel almost like a visit, or did it feel like you were home?
It was a little bit weird because you know so many people still. You obviously know the whole building, but then there are some new people. You still the first day back, but comfortable because you know a lot of people. They make you feel home, feel very comfortable.
Even if you don't know them, they know you though, don't they?
I think so. I think so.
They should do.
When you reflect on your relationship with Brighton now, Pascal, how would you describe it?
I think it was really special from the first day because I had the feeling I was growing with the club a bit. So I came here really unknown who I am as a footballer. And the club just got promoted because of you. So how many? 34 goals?
No, not that many. I can't remember off the top of my head.
A lot. No, and then I had the feeling the first 2 years to stay in the Premier League was a massive achievement. That's how it felt for us because you see these days how tough it is for promoted teams to stay in this league. And I think then every year we improved, and I improved personally, and I felt really like connected to the city. Then I think we had a really special team. We still have, it's like, it is more than football, really. Like we would meet with the families and the kids, and I never had something like that. So you're on the pitch fighting together, but it feels like you're playing really with your mates. Like that makes it really special.
Going back to 2017 when you first joined the football club, what was it that attracted you to Brighton? And did you know as soon as you walked in the building that this was the move that you wanted?
I think you never know that, especially when you move abroad. It was a massive step for me. I had
because that was your first time, wasn't it, playing abroad?
Yes, I had a decision to make if I stay in the Bundesliga or try it abroad. And so I went here twice to look how it is, how the city is, how the training ground is. I spoke with the manager, so I tried to get an understanding if they really want me and why they want me, if it makes sense. But in the end, you never know how it goes.
It's always a risk, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you never, like I say, you never know how it's actually going to go.
Never, exactly. And then different culture, different language. But I was really open to that. So in my mind was, if I go somewhere, I have to adapt to them. And I really wanted to adapt. So I think that mindset helped me a lot. But then I struggled the first couple of games massively.
I remember him telling us about it.
Do you know, I
Was it Leicester away?
Hold on a sec. Before we get there, I met Pascal in the kit room.
All right.
On one of your visits, didn't I?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I came in for some reason in the middle of the summer, and I was grabbing something from Buzz, and I met him. I was like, "Who's that?" Like, "Oh, German guy. I think he's going to sign." I was like, "Oh, nice one," and that. And then obviously he turned out. But yeah, his first game, Leicester away.
I bet you were hammering, weren't you?
Do you know what? No, I wasn't.
But he did that all the time.
Yeah, I know.
No, because do you know why he didn't get hammered? Because Sutty had an even worse game at left back. But like, just don't engage Mahrez too much. I reckon like 3 minutes in, Mahrez had scored.
Oh no.
He started to pick up a 1v1, I think, with Sudi at the halfway line, and all of a sudden he'd been in our own box, just doing step overs.
And then I think on that evening, because I can remember like you got in some really good positions and things, you were just getting like the physicality, I think, of the
Bullied.
league took you by surprise, didn't it? And he was standing up and the ball's gone. He's like, look at where's the ref? Like, what's going on?
Didn't your dad say something to you
Yeah,
after that game?
it was like I really struggled like with the physicality, because the fine line, if you win free kicks around the box, it's a good thing for your team, like where you get chances. But I was on the floor like constantly, not got any free kicks, looking like a little kid who is like just getting throwing around.
You were up against like
Maguire.
and Maguire is a big boy. He's tough to play against,
I know,
even when you're accustomed to the league.
I know, but like, yeah, there I had to learn it the hard way. And my dad was in the stadium and he called me after and said like, if you keep playing like this, you will be home in 4 weeks. Like he said. So I got an understanding then. I have to make decisions way faster. You can't win fouls. In Germany, I think you can win free kicks. Or as a striker, if you like a smart player, you can win stuff. Where in England, I think you play the game and then we get fouled, you get fouled. You could win penalties still.
Nah, not with VAR fast. The game would have been rumbled. But you adapted really quick. You adapted, so you've touched on culture and obviously and the physicality of Premier League, but on both, on the culture off the field and living in England, you adapted quick, and also you adapted really quick on the field.
Yeah, well, that's what I wanted to be fair, like the English culture. I like now.
Is it that different?
There are similarities. Like I think we both love football. Like in general, the people, they love to go to the bar, have a beer, watch football. So that's in Germany similar. But I think here even a bit more this type of pub culture we don't really have in Germany. It's more like cafes and restaurants, and you would go. So I tried to get involved in the team with the stuff in the city. I went in the city and like, of course, like try to understand everything how life is here, because I think you just can perform well if you feel comfortable. Like that's also what I see, like people from abroad here, like when they come here I try to help them, or in Germany the opposite, because it's not easy to get a move. And I feel always when players start to feel comfortable and they're open and they want to be here, they also perform better.
In that generation of the football club stepping into the Premier League, I feel as though there was a lot of people that came in the door that viewed the club as a stepping stone to higher up the Premier League quicker. Whereas I think as a group, because we at that time we were a tight-knit group because we got promotion. I felt as though you bought into us as a football club, and you weren't using us in effect. Like, but I did feel there was people in that generation where they were like, who Brighton? Yeah, I'll sign for them, and then I'll skip on up to like a top 6 team. Whereas you were fully involved from the get go.
Yeah, I never I had big ambitions to play well and do well, but I never saw it like that. Even like if I never would make the move to Dortmund and now back, I would be still really happy. Like I love to play for Brighton, and it was really hard to also get me out of the club, like because I know what I had here, like a well-run club where, like what I said, the group is so special, and playing on the highest level. We got to Europe, like we achieved big things, but it is this still in the club. It was always, like you said, people coming here and see it maybe as a like step in between, you know. But I only believe in football, maybe one or the other they still get it, but I only believe if you're successful as a team, as a group, what we've been when you go to Europe or something like that, as a club as Brighton, people will get like offers or will get opportunities. So
benefit
I think
off the back of it.
Yes, so you should really focus on being a good teammate, buy into the club, perform well, and like in the end you did so well that maybe there's an unbelievable chance for the club and for you. It will happen. But if you come in with that mindset, I think it's a wrong mindset.
Yeah.
And you're using a big club now for the wrong reasons. And I think sometimes you feel that, because then people starting to not play for the team, a little bit selfish, just like trying to maybe get a move, and then the team suffers and maybe the results. And that's a fine line in the Premier League.
I always remember training with Pascal, and I think everyone sort of stood to attention when he's Cruyffed it with his left, you know, the Cruyff. So he's Cruyffed it with his left and he's zinged one like 70 yards with his right, and everyone's like, decent.
Okay, yeah.
Right. And like a couple of minutes later, he's got it again, very similar position, and he's Cruyffed it with his right and zinged it 70 yards with his left. I was like, whoa, this fella's decent.
He means business.
What? So, like, obviously you joined the club and Pascal's here. What did you have any like opinion of him coming into the club?
I don't think not coming into the club, no. I think a bit like what Pas said, I just wanted to like try and embrace like the culture that was already here and try and like adapt to like the core group, I suppose. And I think that helps massively when you go to a new club, especially if you're coming from a different country. Like you go to a new club, you need to like, you know, create some memories, if that's off the pitch or on the pitch with the lads, so you get to know them more, and that helps you perform on the pitch. But no, I just remember like you say in training, like how good and how well he trained like every day.
Yeah.
And that was like the standard, because like he was always the best trainer, and that was what like drove the standards every day.
Yeah, I think that's very important. So like you've been through through a lot of managers there, and you've had amazing times, and you've had some times when you've not been playing, but I always feel as though you see someone's real character when they're not playing, and their reaction to not playing, especially after like holding down a starting place in the Premier League for a long time. But when you maybe weren't first choice for a little spell, Pascal, like, I looked at you and every day you were immaculate. Like your attitude towards it, your application on the training field, your positivity around the group in general, even though personally things weren't going for you. And and that always stood out to me with you. And I think it's so important to have people like that in and around the football club, because they set the standards regardless of their own personal
When was
thing.
that? When was that? First
with Graham,
first
with Graham,
season?
there was, I think,
the first season
6-7 weeks. He basically told me in pre-season that it's fine for him. I go another direction. Like yeah, he thinks differently, and I can move on. And I asked him, really honest, like, do you see me as player all of a sudden number 18 or 19? So whatever I do, I'm not getting a chance. Or we speak about right now player 12, 13, 14, so I can work my way back in the team, because that's a big difference. Because I believe in myself to go back in the team when you give me the chance. I really suffered that time, but I always think, try to focus on the things I can influence. So only thing I can influence is to train well every day, that when I get a chance, I'm well prepared. It's not my teammates making that decision. So I don't want to be a bad teammate. I want to be...
You don't want to take out on them just because
exactly,
of what
and like, I want them, when they're in the other positions, also to support the team. But I only can ask for that if I do it by myself. I can't be once in that position, behave bad, and then, but when I'm always on the other side, I ask for something I couldn't even do. So that's wherever I did it. Even now in Dortmund, I always was trying to be a good teammate, try to train as hard as possible, because if I train very well and the standards getting higher, it's a better chance of winning games, because the quality is higher. If we win games, I come to the point what we just said, if you use Brighton or not, everybody will have a better chance to move on in a good way.
That's different as well, isn't it? Because a lot of players hearing that would have okay, I'm leaving, and wouldn't then try every day like to get back in the team if the manager said that to them. Massively.
I think
of players.
That speaks volumes of your character, and also your leadership. Like you're not, and we've seen that already since you've been back. I think like you're not really a shouter and a goaler. Like you're not going to like tear strips off people, but exactly what you've just said, and the way that you kind of you train every day, and that is, to me, as someone that's been inside the facility, a leader.
Yeah, because I think if everybody then trains a little bit better, everybody gets a little bit better. Like the margins are so fine in the Premier League. Like I saw so many games. I watched also when I left, if I didn't play myself, so many games. And it's such a fine line of winning or not winning, or Like you see how tight the league is now.
Moments, all
Like
about
little
moments.
wins can like push you on. And I've been there when like we got, for example, to the Europa League. There have been also moments where like I wasn't sure if everybody believed we can really do it. You always think maybe there are 5 games to go. The big boys will come at one point and go past you. So you need to be mentally strong and also do what you can influence. If you then also train well, push well, I think you go in the game and you have more belief, you feel well prepared, and it just helps the whole club.
We didn't always have that training like standard, did we?
No.
Certainly when I first come in, it wasn't like that, like it was after a couple of years.
That's because I was here.
Nah.
We'll cut that. Cut, Tom.
I remember.
But it takes time, doesn't it,
Yeah.
to get to that level?
Yeah.
And I remember like when
and a massive group that are willing to put
they
that
want to do
level
it
in.
every day.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I first come, I think like you have this perception of like the Premier League, and when I first come to the Premier League, I think I had a perception of like what it would be like, and it was completely different to what it actually
Go on
was.
then. Like what was
Well, like we were saying now, like we've got this culture now where every day is like a game day, and it's like training is so important.
Why did you feel as though
But
like
it wasn't
from where you came from,
Yeah,
like stepping into the Premier League? Did you think, oh, this is like not that great?
yeah. At the start, no, it was like less than what I had at Bristol. Yeah. And then I think like you have this perception that when you get there, everyone's going to be like, and it wasn't like that. But it took a couple of years probably after that for us to get to that stage where it was like everyone realised how important it was. And then we had, like say, we had the whole group doing it every day in, day out. And then you see how that impacted the whole club. It's gone.
Well, I mean, the rewards are there for all to see, weren't they?
Yeah, but it's not always like as what everyone thinks of it.
Pask, just as we're talking about like your first spell at the club, obviously.
Can I speak about how I met you?
Yeah, go on.
This should be good.
So I come in the building. I obviously follow the club. Like
That's right. Yeah.
I try to prepare to get to the club, and I know.
See,
top goal scorer.
Even that, right? How much prep did you do on coming here?
Well, obviously, I knew players,
but prep,
but not like.
See, even this level of detail is like off the charts. Because whenever I've joined a club, I just like join a club.
Join a club.
I mean, I'll have some because they're in my country. I'll have some concept of the players and how they play. Yeah. But like, listen to this. Go on.
So I went like here and like looked all the stats up. Who was doing well? Who did play which position? So I came here, top goal scorer. Brought them to the Premier League, like Clem Murray. So I came here pre-season. First couple of trainings, I was thinking, I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure the way he moves around, like really relaxed. But what Glenn did was amazing, yeah? I had the feeling he prepared himself from the first day to pre-season until the first Premier League game. He knew he will be ready.
Yeah.
We have like 5-6 weeks. And he was like at a time of his career where he prepared himself so well. And then in the end, we would never stay up without him. I think he scored 12 goals or something.
Mother,
he scored like double figures. Like,
I mean, we were literally 2 banks of 4 and then just me and Pascal on our own running around.
Yeah.
if his passing ability wasn't incredible, he would have never found my runs.
No, that's not true. Glenn like scored some headers that year.
Yeah.
I remember that. Incredible.
You made it easy, mate. You made it easy. You know that first spell at the club? Talk to me about what you perceive to be your highlights of that time.
I think the special moments at the club is like the first goal ever scored in the Premier League for the club. I still think because it was massive, the 1-0 win against United at home to stay in the league first year was nice because we secured another year Premier League. And after, I think, playing Europe with this club, so special because it's so tough in this league to achieve it. You have different ways to get there, but that was really special, I think. And I still think we could even do much better in Europe. I think we've been in the European season a bit unlucky with injuries. We not had the best team available because we went through a tough group.
Extremely tough group.
Yeah, the toughest.
Yeah.
The toughest.
And like there we not got outplayed in Rome. It was just unexperienced team against experienced team on a European stage.
Yeah.
And that annoyed me because I rather lose against a team where, like, when you play in the league, sometimes City or Arsenal, and they're on their peak, and you go off the field saying they just been better than us. It's easier to take. In terms of training, I think also it was a great experience for me for the first time, because the culture, what we spoke about, you have a chance when you play Saturday to really train. But when we played in Europe, that's much. Where the team struggled.
Just recovery.
You play Thursday in Athens, you arrive Friday morning at 5 o'clock, and you play Sunday like a Premier League game. You just recovery last session. It's different type of football, I would say. Like players who do that for 10 years, they just basically playing. It's a little bit like in the champ. It's more like
Saturday, Tuesday.
Yeah, so it's more like you not have so much real where you can really train hard as a group and work on details. It's more like doing little bits to get ready for the next game. That's where I think it's a different but a great experience when you play European football.
We've touched on it already about you obviously playing Bundesliga recently, and someone that's very accustomed to the Premier League as well. What is the comparison of those leagues?
For me, the Premier League is the best league in the world. I was also saying that there at a training ground. I was always saying that, and like was always arguments between Bundesliga and Premier League with some of my teammates.
Would they think that the Bundesliga was better then?
Or would they argue another league?
They're saying not better, but they say the Bundesliga is really strong. Like they always go far in the European competitions. And my point is then the Premier League will play the whole winter. And then when it comes to February, March, what I just said, now I had a winter break of 10 days.
Yeah.
Where like big players, they play through. Harry Kane would say how he thinks this winter break affects him in terms of like being ready for the second part of the season, because it's a busy period here. You can't be sharp every game. That's what I want to say. If you play 70, 65 games or something, them big players with national teams or like European teams, you can't be on 100% every game. But their strength is to be on a good level every game, to still win the games.
Would you say that, so leaning into that point, obviously they've got that break which freshens them slightly. Is it as competitive every game as the Premier League?
I don't think so. I like the referee whistles a totally different game. That's another difference.
Well, like the VAR and the way it's managed.
It's way softer in Germany. You get free kicks way easier. What was my problem coming here? What was my problem going back? Sometimes they get fouls, and I was thinking that's never a foul. Or sometimes I watch games, they great tackle and they got sent off or something. And I remember the referee when they come in before the season, they show what a red card is, and it wasn't a red card. So I saw there's a big difference, and I think the Premier League is so tough because the game where you look at the paper, think that's the game we should win if we want to really push on. And then you look the players who are in that team, like Palace with Esse, Olise, now at Bayern, Saha, then you play now Semenyo at Bournemouth. Like every team has so many. They lost 3 out of their back 4 in the summer to big clubs. So you see so much quality in every team. Like the players who moved on here, I think it's tougher. The whole league is tougher. I still think, for example, Bayern Munich could compete for the title also in the Premier League. Like with the form they're in now, I'm not saying they would win it, but like they would be still a top team.
Yeah.
But I think when you go down to like the lower teams, they don't have that type of caliber in their.
There's a bigger disparity between.
I think so, yes.
What was it like playing for Dortmund in the Champions League?
Yeah,
you had a couple of big. I remember watching and texting you after. Like, I think did you play Real Madrid and Barca?
Barca, yeah.
Both away.
There was like Barca away, quarter final. I was suspended, 3 yellow cards.
That's the problem with the referees.
and then second leg we nearly turned it around, but it was like we won 3-1.
Yeah.
But it wasn't enough. We've been up, and like the stadium is really, really special. Dortmund, you have to say, like 81,000 people, and like so loud at the nights. I think also we won some games where it's just, I'm not sure if the other team really believe they can win there. Like sometimes you have this when you go to big clubs, you're playing well, And in the end, sometimes smaller teams go off the pitch, lost, and don't know why they lost, and they go out and think we did all right.
Didn't deserve to lose,
but in the end you lost. And that's also the mentality in Dortmund, that most of the games at home, it's really tough to win there, I think. And in the Champions League, like, they're really confident. The whole club, the fans, the team.
Got a rich
also
history, haven't they, in it?
You think you would, like, you go on the pitch, and I think if everything goes quite normal, we win this game. Like, there's a big belief, like, in, like, you can't really get beat there, and it is hard to like get beat there. I'm not sure first half now of the season if we lose a game at home. I don't think so.
So we were talking about your first year in Europe at Brighton and how tiring that was. Did you feel personally, athletically, and like kind of that less training, less recovery, did you feel as though you handled it better going to Dortmund for that experience?
Yes, I think Champions League is easier than Europa League because you play sometimes Tuesday, Wednesday, what already gives you sometimes an extra day. I think the Thursday night is...
Put you on the back foot almost.
Yeah, like you play Sunday, and then like I think it's better to play Champions League than Europa League. But also I was more used to, with international football and Europa League, like I got used to play every 3 days. I think the first season I had...
And so you literally didn't have a break, did you?
I think I had 50 or 55 games in the first year. And you just get used to it. Like in certain positions, it's not even a question. And sometimes in like teams, they don't play European football. When they then have a week with 3 games, it's always like, should we have to change the players? Should we recover? Like, but other teams or other players, for them, it's just a normal week, like every other week. I think every player, for example, in our team can play 3 games a week. Maybe not every week, and certain position is totally different if you're forward or center back. Yeah, I think that's what helped me a lot with the European season here in Brighton.
And you mentioned it there, obviously a big moment, getting selected for Germany, finally. Yeah. I feel as though the country slept on you way too long, Pascal. I think that call should have come much earlier. But just talk us through that, how it was to represent Germany.
Yeah, that was like my biggest dream as a kid. You like representing the country, I think is unbelievable. And yeah, I waited so long. I not gave up, but like, your chances getting less and less and less because younger players coming, and so it will be really difficult. And then that's what I mean. We've been really successful with Brighton. And I think if we wouldn't finish 6th, or maybe we win 12 or 13, I'm not sure if I get a call up. Yeah. Because then, like, you put the team, like, everybody then speaks about it doing well, and everybody gets something positive out. That's what I mean. Like, it's not a move, but then you maybe play for your national team. Dunkey played for England late. Like, really special moments you create. And
still time, Webby.
Still time, Mazza. Still time. How old were you when you made your debut?
32.
32. Yeah, decent.
Like, that was unbelievable. Like, when Flick called me that I'm involved, it was amazing.
Was it one of those ones where you didn't believe it was actually him?
Yes. Yeah, it was a number, and I was like, my answer was also so like nervous and awkward. I remember he called me, hello Hansi Flick here, and I said, hello Hansi Flick. because I just couldn't believe. I think also when you play abroad, it's a little bit tougher. Like, I think maybe you would play on that kind of level. Every year in Germany, it's like maybe different.
You're more in vision almost.
Or you play for a big team. Like maybe an English player plays in Spain or Italy and doing really well for not the top teams. I think maybe it's tougher still to get in the England squad than maybe do really, really well for a team in the Premier League. What is also, there are so many players in like them countries. It's also not easy to follow all of them. Yeah. But in the end, it's the point we started at. I think if the club is successful, as a team, everybody can get something positive out.
Did someone give you the heads up that the call was coming, or was it just a cold call?
No, I wasn't.
Cold call?
Yeah.
Wow.
See, I'd be nervous that was one of the lads winding me up.
No, you hear stories
that would be horrible.
You do hear stories of that, don't you?
But I know his voice, Like then I knew it's him. I was in my house in Brighton, and it was incredible. And then playing for Germany and the Euros is
scoring as well.
Yeah, scoring a goal.
Who was it that reminds it? Because didn't David Bentley have that? He had that when he got called up for England. He talks about it.
Oh, really?
And Robbie Savage rang him, pretending to be Steve McLaren. That he'd been called up, and then Steve McLaren did ring him. He's like, "I've just spoken to you on the phone."
See, I think I'm all for that banter, but I think that's a step too far. That is awful banter, isn't it? Like playing with people's emotions.
It is funny.
Like
it's just glad he's not you, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's true.
Pask, before we get on to your homecoming, let's call it, talk to me about the exit from Brighton. And how that came about. And obviously, I think it's been quite well documented what you've said about it would have only been Dortmund.
Yeah, I think I said it before. I was really happy here. Like I said, I got married here. Both kids born in England.
English kids.
Yeah. So everything was like, I was really happy. And I'm like, I also value what I have. Like I'm not the guy, or try not to the guy, even when you push, but sometimes you always want more and more. I think in certain things it's good, but in other things you should also value sometimes what you have. And I did that. And then with the national team came interest of Borussia Dortmund, and Dortmund is a really special club to play for. Like, and the experience I made there, like in terms of football, it's like they are hard to make, playing Champions League football, playing against like at the Bernabeu, playing Barcelona in front of 81,000 people. With them, like I was there my dad took me when I was small to the stadium, and I watched all the games and I had the shirts. So to play for the club is a big thing as a German player, I would say. There's Bayern and then Dortmund, and playing for them is something really special. And I knew that in that age again, I was in that state of my career, there was a one-off chance. It wasn't I was 25, I play another year for Brighton or another year and still can do it. So because I wanted to leave also, and it's good also for everybody, for the club. I always said this, I don't want to leave the club somewhere where it's a problem or something. So I was, like I'm always, I think, quite early, quite open, and communicated why I wanted to make that choice and try it. And it was really tough for me still to leave, because what I said, the group here and the people, like even it's 18 months I was away, I always watched every game. I texted the lads after the games when they do well, when someone scored. So I was really still involved. The decision I think I had to make, and I'm glad I made it, because there was something really, really special in my football career. But on the other side, I'm also really, really happy I'm back.
Yeah, talking about coming back and how that came about, and what is the plan and what is the aim now you are back?
Like I said, I always been in touch with the club, with everybody, with the players, with the staff. So I always had this connection. And when the chance came to come back, I thought, it's a really, really good timing, and my ambitions are still very, very high. I said when I came in, also to the manager, I think we should push. We should push really hard. You never know in the Premier League, but we are capable of beating every team. We showed that. Obviously, we won't win every game, but we should have that belief when we go into a game. Like the other day when we go to Old Trafford, I think we should really believe we win this game. Like we shouldn't have this, I'd call it maybe small mentality where you go off the pitch saying, we did well, lads, but we lost 2-1. Or like, for me, that's the next step, to go there, believe you can win, but also do it.
And is that something you've picked up from Dortmund?
I think so, yes. Because like a draw is not enough. Like you go in like halftime or you draw a game, there will be some little problems or issues. Like you need to win. And I love that, to be fair, because as a player, you will become more ruthless and you will pick up the standards will be higher. You will demand more for each other. There's no space for like a lot of mistake because you get punished on that level. And like we have a lot of young players, so it will happen. But if they understand to train really well, they make less mistakes and they have a lot of quality to win games for us. So I try to push that we just play a little bit more, I would say, adult football, where like you see teams in the Premier League, they're ruthless. Like if you see Villa, for example, they are ruthless. They're like, that's a man's team.
Arsenal.
They punish you. Arsenal,
yeah.
they punish you. So if you want to keep up with them, we need to pick up the pace, like train well, be ready for match days, and like believe we can win. Like have this mindset, like to get it over the line, make the second goal sometimes, like just win games. That's why I'm here, I think.
And it must be nice, obviously, you mentioned there's not been a wholesale lot of changes at the football club, but there has been one quite major change, and that's having a young German manager at the helm. It must be nice for you to come in with him and also for him to have somebody from his home country with experience at this level.
Yeah, and I think, I said it from the start, we need to work together because like everybody in the group, we need to work together because we only can do it together and win together if we help each other and support each other. And that's the manager needs to support us and help us with his ideas, with his match plan, with his motivation. And we also need to support the manager by making his training session well, with giving our best every day, like driving the session. If someone maybe not his day, pushing him, help him. So there comes a dynamic in the club where like if you can't hold this kind of standards, you will be out. You will be what you said before. I think if most of the people do it, it's like every time live, then the couple who are not doing it, you will see it. But if you have a mentality where just a couple do it properly, then it's difficult for them to drive this because the other group is bigger.
But also if you get that momentum, you can drag those lads along with you, can't you?
Yeah, I think so. I try to do this because I think the group is really good. The senior players are amazing, like on the pitch and off the pitch. And I think the young lads have a really special group where when they buy into it with their talent, I think we find the right balance, then we can be really good.
Right, well, Pascal, we'll leave it there. That's part one.
Thank you.
There definitely will be a part two, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And welcome back.
Thank you.